Hello and welcome back to Classic Beauty Over 60. I'm Denise and I am getting ready to go to a meeting. So I'm just gonna put a light application of makeup on. I've got my serums on and my sunscreen, even though it's going to be later at night when I go. The sun is already almost down, but that really doesn't matter because those rays are still coming through. You don't see them, but they're there. And I've had a lot of friends and family that had skin cancer. So besides the look that it gives you, there's that to think about as well. So it's always good to use that, whether you think you need it or not. Yeah, you'll just get extra rays that you never thought. Go ahead and use my usual suspects. I think tonight I might just go ahead and do something a little fun and play with my eyes a little bit. I had it pretty sedate for work. I still haven't heard anything back. I could have swore I got that. It seemed really positive, but maybe they're going to wait till the end of the day. I don't know. To me, it kind of is already the end of the day. So maybe I had it all wrong. Maybe they found another person. They had one more interview after me. So, and that, but I was the only one at that point who had any payroll experience. So I'm going to be using, what is this? My It Bye Bye Under Eye Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. You know what? I think I have this listed as my other one. I have two. I don't know which one's more expensive. But so I was looking at a video as I was kind of cleaning up space in my phone, and I saw that last year this time there were actually little tiny baby birds in we have a box outside on the porch, and nobody's there. There's like, because of the weird weather, this weather is just crazy. So I'm gonna put on a little bit more than I would normally, only because this thing's televised and I don't want to look weird. Well, it's just me, I know that. So, all right, so I put that on there. I'm just gonna melt it in with my fingers. The meeting, I mean, is televised. Of course this is televised, or whatever you want to call it. Uploaded, but no, I caught myself on there, and I was clearly bored. I was listening, but I was so bored. You could see I was twitching, and I'm like, uh-oh, I better knock that off. Because it looks like kind of crazy. All right, so, and then I'm gonna use our Super Stay, and it says it's 30 hours. Who wears their makeup for 30 hours? I don't know, but not this girl. So I'm gonna do a little pump, a little pump of that, and then I like to blend that with something a little lighter because it's not quite my shade. And this is a Gloomy Lotion. I think it says 901. And I put a little bit more of that than I did the actual foundation. I put it on a little flat surface and put a little bit more of that so it'll spread. And then because I do have all these pits and stuff in my skin, I've been using this. This is almost too slippery and I can't use a lot of it. I mean, like, that's it. It's ridiculous. Oh. And where I put this, I'm just gonna have to pat it in. And actually I'm gonna have to get another little square of that. Okay, I got a really bad spot right up here. And my nose. Oh man, I can hear my cat in the other room. And it doesn't sound good, guys. Oh man. Sounds like he's in the sink. He's, let's see, we figured that he was about 3 weeks when somebody dumped him off in our yard. Poor little guy, he couldn't even regulate his own temperature. It was so sad. They dumped him off right after Halloween. Poor little thing. Yeah, and so the neighbor saw it happen, and or saw him leave or whatever, and so we went ahead and took him in. All right, so I put that on, and where I put that on, I'm gonna not put hardly any actual my foundation mix on any of those areas, because those are the areas I don't want to call attention to, because they've got more texture and or lines. Not going to put any of this on my forehead again. I never will. I shouldn't say that. If I was doing, you know, a photo shoot, yeah, I would. That makeup application would be completely different than what we've got going on here. I try not to, you know, put on too much application at this age. It just doesn't look good, and I'm gonna put this in with my fingers because it just spreads it around a little better, and I have more control over the areas I don't want to touch, like my nasal labial folds, because those are so deep. I really would prefer nothing else be in there. I'm not gonna put it on my forehead, like I said. I'm not really gonna put it on my nose, but I am gonna put it around because I have those broken capillaries. And I'm going to put a little, what was left, on there. And I'll check that. All right. So, I'm excited for spring to hurry up and come. All our stuff is starting to bud, and it's like, what the heck? I mean, if the birds are confused, I can imagine the plants are thinking, what in the world? I just found this really neat, it's a baluster that you can make yourself. You have the concrete and it's the form, and it's not that expensive, and I think it'd be kind of neat. I want to kind of check that out. If I do, I'll let you guys know. So I'm going to do Benefits Hula again. I got to make that video of how I get this to where you don't have to swipe up on all the sides, because this is definitely on pan. Hey, these are expensive, so I think my little tip you might have seen, maybe you haven't, but I should have done it before now. So I'm going to go, now that I'm this age, I'm just going from here, and I'm going to go up. I'm using this type of a brush again. It's my favorite brush for this application. And just going up. I might smoke out my eye tonight just a little bit. Just because, well, I don't want to look too fancy, but I do want to have a little fun. I can't help myself, you guys. I'm just drawn that way. Can't help it. Okay, so now I'm going to carve out a jaw. Since mine's kind of disappearing. So I'm just using that hula still, going right under the jawline and down. And depending on what you're wearing, you know, you might need to go down a little further. I personally don't like putting, I think it looks way fake, first of all. I don't like putting liquid foundation down my chest or anything like that, because first of all, it looks fake. Second of all, it gets all over everything. And, you know, it's not like I'm not trying to hide that I wear makeup, but I don't want to advertise it too much either. I mean, not in that way. You know, I always figure it's my little work of art that faces the canvas, and we're just submitting your art every time you do this. I just have a bunch of fun with the colors. I always have, and I probably always will. I don't see myself stopping at this age. I'll show you in a future video how I like to put on eyeliner, which I like to do when I'm getting fancy, or I just feel like being extra girly. And it's if you're not used to putting it on, this is an easy, kind of a foolproof way, where you won't get it all over the place and you have more control than you would think you would. All right, so I've got my Milani cream blush. It's real pretty. I like it a lot. Just gonna put it. Start with your application back towards your hairline, because wherever you first put your brush or your finger or your sponge after you've loaded on your product is the place that's going to be the darkest. So if it's a little dark over there, you can kind of hide it back here. Maybe behind your hair if it's just a little too dark. I like to shear it out with that brush. And such a pretty color. You don't want to go above your cheekbone, the top part of it. You don't want to do that. Oops, I'm down. Took my nails off, got to put those on again. I used to be able to grow my nails great, but I don't know. And I used to be a licensed manicurist in Las Vegas, but my nails, they do nothing but split because I wore them for so long and the chemicals were so harsh for so many years. Now I imagine they're a lot better, but so now my nails split vertically, which hurts like a dickens. So I can't even. I have to have something over them, and I've tried a million things, believe me. So I do it myself, and it seems to be the lesser of all the evils, really, because it's just those kiss nails anyone would do, I imagine. But and it, they come off fairly easy, which is nice. I don't want anything sticking on there too much. So I'm going to use this Infallible 24-hour foundation. It's a powder. It's waterproof, and just in my case, I'm just going to cover up the little broken capillaries and go again in here, because for some reason that just seems to really want to fade right out in there. So if I was younger, I could use something heavier, but since I'm not, I have to go through and do a couple light little layers, you know what I mean, like I'm doing right now, so it'll look right. Okay, my favorite Berry Amore Milani. I just love this. And so I'm going to use bigger brush again, and just where the sun would get you. Just a little bit up here. I'm trying to avoid the very middle because for me, I have wrinkles right in the middle. Usually I do a more precise application, but I need to blow dry my hair and stuff, and my mind's kind of on other stuff. Okay. Well, put it on my ears so they don't look ridiculous. All right, now going to, I should probably check this in my bigger mirror. Okay, let's see. Yeah, looks fine. Looks good. Okay, so let's see now. Going to take this elf. This is eyeshadow, but I don't care. I am going to use this color right here. And I'm going to use this, and I don't usually use this, but I'm going to be sitting right next to some people tonight. And I want this a little more, so I'm going to take out this gel here a little bit. There we go. It's raining outside right now. Okay. Now, let's do the eyes. So, I don't know what color I'm wearing. Let's see. Well, okay. I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to use my You're a Cutie Color Pop. And actually, yeah, so I'm going to go into this one right here. Hold that brush up. Put that right. I have hooded lids, so we're going to push those back. I tap it in so that I don't skip over my wrinkles because I'm older. My eyelids are very loose, so. And then you just, I'm just going to carry that up because I actually got enough on there where I can do that. Okay. Look at the difference in these eyes. Look at how hooded that one looks, right? And look how nice and tight that one looks. So, all right. Okay. Okay. And of course, the opposite. If you have receding eyes, then you would want to put light up there, and you would want to keep the whole palette in a light shade. So it really depends on your eye shape. And the same with any other thing you're contouring. You know, your cheeks, your neck, your forehead, your nose, whatever. Same principle. Okay, I'm going to go to the corner with what's left of my eyelash line on the top and just kind of swipe in. And now I'm going to bring that up a little bit. And then, because I am going to be sitting next to people, I'm going to take this. This is a very sturdy brush, and I'm going to just kind of buff that out so there's no harsh lines. All right, now I think I'm going to use, this is a pretty color. It's kind of like a raisin-ish. And I think I'll use that on the very end corner. And then, let's see, I'm sorry, excuse me. And then, I think I'll use this brush here. And then I'm going to go into this light pink. I love this little brush. It's a great little size. And so I like to go right in here, from there, and then right about up to there. So from there to there, and a dot right in the center. Make sure your eyes don't have any eye jammies in them. Okay, so. It's a really light pink. And believe it or not, that color that I just put on is in the pink family. Okay, wow, that is really light. I don't know. Okay, and I don't, for me personally, I have lines that go vertically right like here, right in here. So I don't put anything in there. Nobody is going to notice. Promise. And especially I like to use the kind of shimmery, not shimmery, but you know, satiny looking ones, and those will really accentuate those lines. That's why they say not to wear them in the first place, but I say pshaw. Okay, so now we've got the corner that we'll do, and I like to do that with my finger because it's just a way better application. And yeah, so we said we're going to do that one, so let's try that. Oh, that's pretty. I don't know if you can. It's actually very pretty. Okay, so I just go from the last lash in to meet what we just did. And I just kind of put my finger on there and don't go any further up than the movable lid. Okay. I need to find a palette that is in the blue family. My eyes are brownish hazel. As I'm getting older, I guess I've got cataracts. But I still want the blue because navy is a really, and some plum. Well, I've got some plums, but I want a better plum for an eyeliner is what I want. I can hardly wait till we can start dressing like it's not winter anymore. Okay. So, let's see how that looks. So that color had a lot of fallout. Not a big fan of that. That's not a lot of fun. Cleans up pretty easy though. So that's nice. This sure is pretty. I wish you could really see it. It's very pretty. Okay. So I just cleaned that up. Not so horrible. I I rolled my lips. I microbladed. No, God, I can't think of it. You know what I mean. I used the micro roller, derma roller on my lips. Okay, so where were we? So that, got that, and I'm happy with that. I am going to just kind of clean up that line with the erase and I'm putting it right in between my two. I have two lines right there, but I'm putting it right between just because it's nice to have a little light. I would define my nose, but I don't want to. Okay. Just a little bit right there. So I'm going to use our Benefit Boing, and that is the illuminator, the under eye illuminator. I'm going to put it under the troughs. So let's see, I'm sorry, I have to look over here. My troughs, right there. Dot there, and a dot there. All right, pat that in. And there's a big difference. I'll show us when you put it under that little gully or trough, as I call it, or as opposed to on top of it. All right, so lips. Well, I have this NYX, I think it's called Mauve. It's on its last legs, but because we're going to be talking a lot and I'll be drinking water, so I want something on my lips that's going to stay, you know, if the my lip, whatever my lip color comes off. I've already got like a part of a color on there now, and I like to make an X. And I stop right here. I'm gonna go all the way down. Nothing worse than seeing an older person and they don't know that something's messed up with their face and they're just walking around like nothing's wrong. Because they don't know, and usually people won't tell them. So I'd rather not do any of that. And this is a little dark, but we're gonna I brushed my lips when I was in the shower. Okay. So, Benefit, I swear this isn't sponsored by Benefit. And these are a little bit pricey, and I'm sure there's better out there, but I had these, and so until these are used up, I'll continue to use them. I like to brush down so I can see if there's any glaring spots, and I don't go too close to my last. I don't fill every single spot in, because in life it's not all supposed to be filled in generally. So just need the general idea, and then that way when I brush it up, you don't have the crayon above your actual eyebrow hair, because that would look, to me, weird. I I like to wear color, but I like you to see that I'm wearing color. I don't like you to see what I'm trying to hide, you know? So I like this formula. This is one I'll have to see what the dupe for this is, because I do like it, but I'm sure there's something just as good for more reasonable amount. If not, then I won't worry about that. Now, so all I have to do is, well, on my face anyway, is I've got to curl my eyelashes and put on my lipstick. And the funny thing is I don't have any good lipstick in here, really. Charlotte Tilbury. This is, to me, if you ask me, I've gotten a few of her things. I like the smells and all that, but honestly, I don't get the hype. I really don't. Okay. So, all right. Okay, I'll get the rest of that done and I'll come back. All right, well, this is the way I'm looking for tonight's meeting. And a little tip, if it's not really so great on your hair, but if you want to save yourself a little time, there's some, I'll link it. There's one that's a little bit better than the rest of a dry shampoo, and it's more of an organic kind of one. I shouldn't say organic, I don't know. It's got better ingredients, I'll put it that way. And if you put that in right after you wash your hair, it'll keep your hair cleaner for longer. And so I didn't want to look too crazy. What's going on with this piece of hair? Made up tonight. Just a little bit. And of course the clothes are just like nothing special, because that's not what I'm there for. But all right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the look, and I hope I gave you some tips that you can use. And we'll see you next time on the next